Alright, y'all. Everybody, you guys like, comment, subscribe. Turn the post notification button.
Chief Keef. Do I f with Chief Keef? Yes, I f with Chief Keef. It's up there, it's gonna stay up there, and it's always there. F you talking about? How did y'all know I'm coming, man? I can give a f less who f with me, boy. You know?
Well, stop asking what SD at, bro. Stop that clown ass shit. You asking about another man, folk. He got his own balls. You asking about a whole other folk. I don't know, folk. That's not me, folk. You see what the I'm at? I don't know what folks at, bro. Stop asking that shit.
Glory Boys Entertainment. We started Glory Boys Entertainment. He wanted to be the boss. It was never no bigger U's and big. As always was we always are equal. We always bosses on. We always our own boss. We always working together. We always a team. It wasn't no you the big guy, you the little folks, you this. It was none of that shit, man. And if it's me, it's you. Straight like that. You did.
Man, SD ain't Blackgate. That's cut. If it's come to the block, I'm beating it. And if you come with a pipe, that's what you gonna stay at right there.
Think he's scared to do records with me for some reason. I don't know why. I asked his ass why he don't want to do a record with me.
Yeah, fam. Shorty, my little shorty. That's my motherfucking son, nigga. You tweaking. That's my son. I still love my son. I don't know where he at.
Hey, yo, squad, what's the drill? Man, I don't know what it is with the hood, man. We keep seeing the same thing. Hood dudes, for some reason, have difficulty starting out with their homies and staying homies once things take off. We've seen it with G-Unit, Slaughterhouse, Cash Money, and many more. The vision seems to get blurred once the money starts piling up, and that's what the root of the fallout was between GBE founders SD and Chief Keef. When GBE was blowing up, the bond started to fade and it was visible. But things were happening behind the scenes that no one knew until now. Even Fredo Santana, RIP to the legend, had squabbles with Keef. Today we gonna follow the story.
Nigga, that's his whole cousin. What you mean a squabble?
And see what fans aren't aware of under the surface between SD and Chief Keef. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. Everybody know who Chief Keef is, man. He grew up in Chicago, 300 General, Lamron Savage, dubbed the inventor of drill, attained GOAT status for Chicago and putting them on the map for the newer generation and starting a whole new wave of rappers that ate off his blueprint and trend to this day. He's a GOAT. Whether you rock with his music or not, you can't fake on that. But not many people talk enough about the former GBE homie he started with, SD. And it's about time that's changed, because I feel like bro deserves his credit, and to understand the timeline of their rise and fall, you gotta understand who SD is. Like Keef, SD grew up in Chicago, but in his case, he moved around the city a lot, even growing up in O-Block at one point in life with his grandmoms.
I used to live in Parkway, so
I ain't gonna lie, I never heard of him. Who was SD?
you know what I'm saying? My granny still, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up I used to live in Parkway with my granny, so.
But his main hood where he kicked it at and chilled was Blackgate, which is also a Black Disciple set.
That's Blackgate.
Yeah, that's the hood. That's what the hood I'm from, yeah.
He had both parents, but their relationship wasn't the best, both together or with their son. Mostly his mom is the person he had problems with growing up, but he still got love and respect for her. But the situation got ugly when he was 11 and 12. She kicked him out of the house, and he was left to fend for himself. Probably why he moved around the city so much.
I got kicked out of my mom's crib when I was like 11, 12 years old.
And that's just
God damn, I got kicked out at 11, 12. Bro. Nigga, she don't fuck with you. She don't fuck with you, nigga. Man, that nigga mama said, man, you know what, man? You ain't fuck your bitch ass. Get your ass on my house, nigga. You wanna do this, you do that, you wanna talk back. You wanna goddamn act tough, goddamn have guns in the house. Like running in and out of the house. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna show you why. You wanna keep crazy. I got your
sad, man. Like his homie Keef that he'd meet around this time, SD saw the rough part of life and the struggle to make it out the hood. According to SD, it felt like every morning waking up was like facing death, so it was like having a barrel to his head.
It's just the situation you put in.
With Flonase, allergies don't have to be scary. Spray Flonase Sensimus daily for non-drowsy.
Fuck out of here, bro.
You put in that
Nigga shit's thin as fuck.
death for live situation.
Cut them shit, boy.
See what I'm saying? So every day you wake up, it's just like a barrel to your head.
That's some
It's probably not even all that thin. Well, nah, that shit thin. That shit is
See what I'm
skinny
saying?
as shit.
So every day you wake up, it's just like a barrel to your
It
head.
is small.
That's some harsh realities for a youngin' to grow up in. He took it with stride though, and turned to music to push his way to a better life. That was when he met Chief Keef not long after moving to the O. Chief Keef used to hit the studio with DJ Ken, who was like the mastermind behind their producing, videography, everything. DJ Ken lived around where SD was at, and it just so happened he was in the studio and Keef came through that same studio to work with DJ Ken too. And that was the first instance that SD and him met up around the
Who is this nigga? What the fuck? Nigga look like he do not belong in this picture.
age of 13.
DJ Ken actually happened to live in my hood, so the same studio, we happened to meet in the studio actually. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So how old was you around that time?
Bro, like now that I think about it, like, if you get kicked out at like 11 or 12, and you like get like a little older, like, do you still speak to your mom? Like, nigga, do you still speak to her? You just cut her ass off. Cause like, that's some fucked up shit, man. Yeah, that shit crazy. Like, nigga, I know shit awkward as hell. Like seeing seeing her in today's time. Like, you just kick me out. Nah, I ain't trying to talk to you. You crazy.
Like I said, like around the same, like age
Especially if I
around
got
the time
money.
I first moved in.
So you about like
13.
13, 14.
You could see DJ Ken in this rare clip of them all back in the day.
Other people, like, you know, man, like, do this for us. We need it, we gonna do it, you know.
SD and Keef clicked and then started kicking it and collaborating on joints. Keef's cousin and Chicago legend Fredo Santana was serving time around this time when this all happened. And when he got out, his idea was to collectively form a group. And that's how the pioneers came up with Glory Boys Entertainment. The union created a movement that would change Chicago and each of their lives forever, especially Keef. SD and Keef went on to drop multiple bangers like Let's Get Money featuring Leaky Leak, Global Now, My Ninjas, and She Boring. It was a whole wave that was taking over and the entire world was being drawn in by GBE. But somewhere along the line, the original vision of the three pioneers began to diverge. The fans wouldn't know it then, but that's what was really going on behind closed doors. All the world noticed was SD was no longer being in the songs with Keef or mentioned with GBE. And that said a lot because SD and Keef were close. So you take his disappearances from the squad, his presence online that started to slow, and even his music started to slow. Speculations were flying left and right about what happened. Some saying he got kicked out of GBE, others claiming illegal substances may have been the cause. In 2014, SD...
Bro, and that's one thing about the internet. And these niggas come up with their own, their own scenarios. Like, they be thinking that something happened like that way, but it'll be a total opposite. It'll be something really deeper than that. And I don't like that. Cause like, I don't like how motherfuckers be really coming up with their own scenarios. Well, like, I think I'm using like the wrong words. Yeah, but like, man, that shit really crazy.
would do an interview where the question of him and Keef came up, and this was his response.
Yo, your comrades, you know, I don't know if you still with Chief Keef, or you guys still...
You know, like, they still my homies, but it's like, I just put myself on a different business path.
His answer kind of downplayed anything being the issue, saying that they were cool, but he's just on a different path, basically. So it all seemed good, just musically everyone was on their other waves. but that actually wasn't the entire truth to the story. But before fans knew any other details, SD kind of fell back from the music scene. He later stated he disappeared for a while to get his life right and make sure his focus wasn't caught up in the social media hype. Instead, he was taking care of his kids and family, enjoying being in their life and trying to guide them down a better path.
Y'all talking about what I was doing, where I've been at, what I've been doing. I've been at home in my nice house with my beautiful wife, with my 3 lovely daughters. I got kids. I got 4 girls and 1 son. You dig what I'm saying? Taking care of my kids, taking them to school every day, doing shit. A lot of these niggas.
Fans who of course knew the original GBE members kept on questioning both Chief Keef and SD on their separate IG lives about what was up with them. Chief Keef got more annoyed than open about the situation, at first seeming to be throwing shots at SD with his response to fans.
Well, stop asking what SD at, bro. Stop that clown ass shit. You asking about another man, folk. He got his own balls. You asking about a whole other folk. I don't know, folk. That's not me, folk.
No, he ain't on no type of time, and SD really still his.
Nigga out here getting mad at the comments. Nigga mad at the comments because they comment.
His dude. But they just ain't rocking together like they used to, basically.
Yeah, shorty, my little shorty. That's my son. You tweaking.
Someone sits down next to you in a 5-hour flight. Your worst nightmare is that they're wearing
Axe body spray.
To be the best guy in the business.
Bitch ass, man. I hate that.
That's my son. I still love my son.
Some could still say from how he called him his son that he's throwing shade. Maybe, maybe not. But SD never fed into it, which led me to think that it wasn't any type of real problem, but more of like a family fallout. SD was more welcoming than Keef at first, the fans asking what was up with them, even joking about it.
Y'all keep asking me, do I f with Chief Keef? Chief Keef. Do I f with Chief Keef? Yes, I f with Chief Keef.
Yo, like, nigga, it sounded like that shit was, but like, it's kind of like the way he said this shit. It shit sound like sarcasm, like a motherfucker. Like, why you see it like he was about to say some shit like, I ain't really fuck with him like that. Nah, bro, hell no, we ain't cool. Like, it's the way a nigga said it, bro. Like, it's like it's like sarcasm to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Tell him hit me up, get up with me.
SD made it known that if something did happen between the other crew and Keef, him and Keef weren't at odds.
He ain't did shit to me. Shit, I don't know what he do around, what he do to all these other niggas, but he ain't do shit to me. Shit, I stay in my own lane.
SD actually wanted to link up and do music, but he felt like Keef is scared to get in the stew with him.
I'd love to make some records with him, but I don't think he'll want to do that. I honestly think he's scared to do records with me for some reason.
Nah, Eddie. Nah, this nigga troll. Bro, this nigga trolling, bro. Bro, nah, bro. One thing I learned about these Chicago niggas, bro, they be trolling, bro. These niggas into it like a motherfucking parlor. They probably deep into it right now. Bro, he probably saying they don't, like, he's scared to go do records with it because bro trying to line Chief up. You trying to line his ass up? It sound like...
I don't know why. Ask his ass why he don't want to do a record with him.
Since their apparent fallout, SD has always kept it 100 and said that it's nothing but love on his end. He just want Keef to give him a call. But you know the fans, the internet has no chill, and they eventually got to SD with all the Keef and beef questions.
This page about SD. I'm getting tired of talking about Keef, man. Y'all go ask Keef about why he don't f with SD. I told y'all my issue. I don't got no issue with Shorty.
Eventually, though, SD would come out and say exactly what happened to cause the rift between him and Chief Keef. When GBE was popping, they were taking over. Keef wanted to change the name to Glow Boys and be more like a boss with the others being under him. That was different from the start where everyone was on the same level and all bosses as a team, and SD wasn't about to answer to no one.
When he wanted to do Glow Gang, I didn't want to be a part of that. I wanted to do something different because I signed up to be what it was from the first to get-go. We started Glory Boys Entertainment. He wanted to be the boss. It was never no bigger use than big. As always was we always are equal. We always bosses on. We always our own boss. We always working together. We always a team. It wasn't no you the big guy, you the little folks, you this. It was none of that, man.
Now we come to find out this actually wasn't sitting well with Fredo either. Instead, Fredo wanted to start his own label called Savage Squad that SD had a hand in coming up with. But one thing led to the next, and the next to another, and Fredo would branch off to do the Savage Squad thing all on his own.
And when he wanted to call it Glow Gang, me and Fredo had a great relationship too. You know what I'm saying? And I also had parts on creating the name Savage Squad, but Fredo actually wanted to take parts of that label. It supposed to have been a different situation than what it would, but Fredo actually took it and made it his label because that's what he believed in. He believed that Savage Squad Records would be huge, so he took it.
SD was now placed in the middle. He was cool with Fredo. The two even lived together at one point, making music like their track War and becoming close homies.
Fredo had a great relationship. Nah, man, Fredo had a great relationship because like I said, there was a time me and Keef wasn't so tight at a point, you know what I'm saying? And me and Fredo became closer.
But at the same time, him and Keef came up from the bottom.
Me personally, me and Keef started the situation together, so like, out of respect to Keef, I wouldn't have did nothing like that with Fredo, out of just the respect to Keef.
So out of respect, he wouldn't have gone with Savage Squad.
Nah, bro petty as shit for that. Yeah, bro petty.
So with both Fredo and Keef starting their own thing, SD chose not to choose a side, but to do his own thing too, and stay out of the family squabble.
Slight issues that, it was just some internal issues that family issues that I.
Yo, what's up with this nigga Keef getting into it with his people though? Like, it seemed like the more I watch the deep, in-depth videos about like the behind the scenes of like the wars and O Block, OTL 300, bro. But the more I see like Chief Keef, Lil Durk, O Block, Boss Talk, like all them niggas, bro, they all was not cool at one point. Like I'm like, that was cool, but like they all fell out at one point. I'm like, damn, bro, what the fuck happened out there?
Say that I won't speak on because I'm not part of any family, but like I say,
he started his own movement in a label called Truly Blessed before changing it to Truly Mafia.
When Keef wanted to do Glow Gang and Fredo wanted to do Savage Squad, I said I'd fall back and just do Truly Blessed, Truly Mafia, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's real.
While all of this is happening, SD was growing internally.
What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
They only pay.
Man, shut the fuck up, man. Bitch, man. Goofy.
So even if they do link back up now, he may have outgrown that whole wave altogether. From since the first time everybody realized that he kind of stopped rocking with them, SD.
Who the fuck is this nigga, bro? Long neck ass nigga. That nigga got a giraffe neck. That nigga neck strong as hell. Nigga like he eat bricks.
His headspace was more on breaking apart from living a life with no purpose to leveling up and starting a new life down a different path, a smarter path than gang life.
Going from the project buildings to hanging on the block, to hanging outside of schools, kicking it, to, you know, doing whatever. So now it's like I'm on a whole different path and I had to put myself in life on something. I gotta work. Not even versus work, but just do shit that gotta get done.
Like many others in the hood, SD wanted a way out the madness.
Everybody trying to figure out a way to get from where they at. Nobody want to be where they at. Nobody want to be there because they there. Everybody there because they gotta be there.
The difference between them was that SD saw the opportunity in his face and went straight for it. But even with all the positive mindset you can have, sometimes beef just has a way of finding you. While going through it with Chief Keef and them, a homie from his hood, Blackgate Benzo, went online taking away all of SD's Blackgate credentials.
Man, SD ain't Blackgate. That's cut. If it's come to the block, I'm beating it. And if you come with a pipe, that's what you gonna stay at right there.
Rumors are it was because SD charged for.
Now, bro, fed. I ain't even gonna lie. Like the ones that be talking them Man, never mind.
For a feature instead of giving it to him for free. And dude thought since they both from around the way, why not just give him the verse for free? But even for those rooted deep in the streets, maturity sometimes saves the day. And like SD, Benzo too had found a new insight into life and was trying to build his own roster of artists. He even got back cool with SD, trying to push the music together this time instead of being on something negative.
Shout out to SD. SD got a lot of little situations with different people in the show. I'm like, folks, a lot of that shit, you gotta just let that shit go, man, move forward, so we can go and get this money, get this bag.
Even with Chief Keef and SD not being down each other's throats, pause, there have been rumors of other members of Glow Gang going as far as
Nigga, if you knew nigga, if you knew that shit was gonna come off gay, what the fuck would you say it, nigga?
Xing out SD's face from past pics.
Yeah, I seen like pictures of y'all back in the day, and you have like different members like marking your face out of it or some shit. So on the outside looking in, it's like, damn, what the hell did they go through?
The GBE movement he started with Keef didn't take him to the same superstar status due to the change up of the gang from their day one vision. But SD has something to say, and his music is still going.
So like, I ain't never at one time when I'm not recording really. It's just like I said, I just trying to put things in, turn myself into a huge star than what I'm already is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, instead of me just putting out things to where like, it's not getting the right attention that it's supposed to get.
He went from his Life of a Savage mixtape series to dropping his debut retail project, Truly Blessed, in 2014.
Called Truly Blessed.
Interesting.
It's coming out this year, 2014.
He released his latest mixtape October 21, Hated by Some, Loved by Plenty.
Never, bro. Again, I never heard of this nigga. Ever, bro. I still don't know this nigga, I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, me for one, I'm rooting for bro's success.
Hey, y'all calm down a little some of his music so I can check it out. Like I ain't gonna lie, like I'm a part of checking this shit out. I still haven't heard this shit.
And I really like his music.
Y'all used to be bro.
And the thing is, like, I used to really listen to Chief Keef from back in the day, like 2011, 2012, 2013. Like I was listening to all this old music and shit like that back then. But I still haven't, like even Lil Reese, Fredo, like I just listened to them. But I had never heard of this nigga. Who was SD?
That still is my brother. Like, if I call you my brother, just cause bump heads, that don't mean I don't like you no more. That don't mean I wanna kill you. You ain't mine.
I hope I get to see him and Chief Keef put everything to the side and get back to the booth. And maybe the Glory Boys can get back to their glory days. So there you have it.
Bro, this nigga, he be saying some corny shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Give it up, buddy. Yeah.
Thanks for kicking it with.
Yeah. But that's the end of the video. Y'all like, comment, subscribe.